Hi guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to be making this decor stand slash bar cart. Let's begin. To begin with, you're going to need black rubbish bin bags. That is 2 hula hoops. I cheated here, these are already spray painted, but I'm going to work on it again. A spray paint, I used gold for my house. I used 2 canvas boards that I didn't need, but honestly I would advise you not to use these. Use just 2 planks of the right size if you can. An adhesive sticky contact paper, you can get this at Builders Warehouse. Some nails, a drill. You don't need a drill. If you have a hammer, that would work. My drill stopped working halfway through it. Measuring tape, a pair of scissors. These are the adjustable foot things for the stand, but these were particularly too small. A highlighter and a pen, and that is everything that I actually used for this project. Let's start. So set up your black plastic bags so that you can spray paint your hula hoops. You know, with the spraying, there's really no right way about this. You just want to get yourself in there, spray paint all the way through, and please leave enough time for the hula hoops to actually dry. So do multiple layers, and then you can start cutting your contact paper. Make your marks as to where you need it to be. I had showed you one, but you actually need 2. I didn't realize I didn't get the right size. This is not the one that I'm particularly fond of, so you're going to see later that I'm going to use 2 different papers, but I will sort that out later. I'm making my markings, and then you cut those corners, and you can after that start sticking. What I'm going to advise you once you start sticking is do it slowly. Peel at the back as you stick. You see, I did it here a bit clumsily. I pulled all the way, and you know, there was a lot of bubbles, so this one didn't stick nicely. If you do it properly, this is how it should actually look. The second one looked much nicer for me. This is how the second one looked. I loved this one. Okay, let's get started. So what I then did is I put my 2 boards down. I'm trying to get an idea of where I want my shelves to be, so I just have to make a few markings. This next part, it's really a bit tedious but very important, because you don't want your shelf to be like slanting and not in the right place. So take your time doing this. Use your pen, use your measuring tape, and make the marks on the hula hoop, because that is where you're going to be making all your drillings and putting all your nails. Lucky enough, I have this whiteboard to use as a cheat board. So I made all my markings. Then after that, what I did was I made sure that I was happy with where I wanted my boards to be. Everything that you're doing on one hula hoop, you're going to be doing to the other hula hoop. So you're going to do the back and forth. So it's more or less, let's think of it, 4 times the same process, because you know you're going to be drilling 4 holes in total on the stand for these shelves to stand on. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. I attempted to drill this in, but I had an issue. I didn't realize that it wasn't charged, so I ended up abandoning the drill, and I just went with a hammer, which actually worked out just fine. So here I am going to put the hammer on all the areas that I marked. I'm pre-making the holes. Just makes life easier later when you assemble everything. Pre-make all the holes, so go all around the hoop and make all the 4 holes. Go after that, go to the next hole, to the next part that you marked, and do the same thing. Pre-make your holes. This will make life easier when you're trying to assemble the shelves. Don't worry about the spray paint that's kind of coming off as we make these holes. At the end, we'll just do a finishing touch to make it all pretty. I now make the same holes on the boards. As I said, I would really advise you to use a board instead of a canvas board. That will be more solid, because what I'm finding now is that when I try and put stuff on this, it's limiting me as to what I can put on it. So we want something that's practical and something that will actually stand. So I'm pulling out that nail here, because remember, all I'm doing is just pre-making the holes. Right, I just checked my measurements to make sure that everything was in place. I made sure that the width where I made the hole on the other side was where I made it. I make it on the other board and on the other side. Repeated the same step. And then made the final holes on the other side. Don't remember to pull them out. Now what we're going to do is take the other one. This is a little cheat I do. I take the other one because they're the same length, height, you know. I just used the markings from the other one to sort of like mark the second one. I mean, at the end of the day, they're identical, so I don't have to go through the measuring process again. This is my little cheat trick, but you don't have to do that. Again, you're gonna put the nails on the second board as we did the first one, and you're gonna pull them out. Now we're gonna assemble everything. Just as a little trick, put the nail on the hula hoop. It will be easier for you to just push it through onto the board once you start assembling. So you see, now that it's already sitting there, because I'm doing this alone and nobody's helping me stand, I can just go and make it push through all the way now. This I'm making it look pretty simple. It took a bit of time for me to figure this out since I was on my own. Don't worry about that spray paint that's coming off. We will sort that out eventually at the end. We just want the stand to actually start looking like a stand. Go to the other side. You see the beauty of having pre-drilled holes? It's that everything is set up for you. All you just have to do is kind of assemble your stand now. So you are just going to take your nail, all the holes are in place, and you're just putting things together. Alright, I think at this point things are looking good. You know, you should be starting to get a feel that your stand is going to be a stand. It's no longer just hula hoop. And yeah, I think I remember how I was feeling once I did this first one. It was a very good feeling, right? See how it's now looking. I'm happy about this. And we're gonna just take the other one and just put the second hula hoop. Now, something I discovered as I was checking where to put, I mean, I had already pre-drilled the holes, but my son has been playing with this hula hoop, and I noticed that they were no longer the same. size. You know, you can see that that one has a bit of a dent there, so I had to kind of figure out how I was gonna go about this. I made new markings on the second one to cheat again as to where I'm going to drill and so forth. So this was my little hack. Everything I do on one and then I cheat on the second one. I then started doing what I did with the first one. I just put in my nails as a sort of like an identifier. This is what we did with the first one. Took it out and did it on the other side. And now I'm going to check that it was aligned. Left it in. Remember, that's my little hack. And now the final hoop is going up. Things are getting exciting here. The stand is starting to resurrect. It's really coming to life. I swear at this point it just feels good. You see the project come into life. Even that spray paint couldn't kill my vibe at this point. You know, that to me was just the small part of things. Look at that, guys. That looks good. That looks good. The stand is really coming to life. Alright, so this is how it looks after I put all the wheels in place. It took a bit of time for me to get it to balance, but you know what? You can figure it out as long as you pre-drill all your holes. As you can see, I did a bit of jujuing when it comes to the top part. I took the little bit of spray paint I had and I tried to blend the two boards together. Remember, the other one was more wooden and the other one was a pure white marble look. So I did a slight spray painting, just faint, to just try blend the two together, and it actually works out for me because that dining chair I have is not pure white, it's an off-white, it's a beigey look, so doing that worked for me. Obviously I had to go make it all pretty and glamorous and posh for you guys, so I did this little setup just to inspire you, to show you what you can do. Practically, obviously, I will not have this in my place because I have a 3-year-old, but yeah, this is what it looks like. Am I happy with it? There are things I can change, there are things I could do better. This was my very first time doing it, and I hope that since this is going to be your first time doing it, you'll be inspired to try it with me, or like me rather. But like I said, what you can do is, number one, to correct my mistakes, do not use canvas boards, use solid planks. You can go to Builder's Warehouse, they can cut the right measurements for you. As long as you have your hula hoop, go and measure using your hula hoop. Number two, with the wheels, I took small wheels because I like, this is the first time I'm doing this. Bigger wheels will give you better stability, and this is the first time we're doing this. I'm proud of it. I'm gonna be using it. I will find other ways to use it in the house, but here is to more projects together. Here is to more exciting projects on this channel. Remember, share, subscribe, like, comment, tell me if you are gonna do it. If you do it, tell me how you did it better, because that's the whole point. We are enriching each other. All right guys, till the next time, thank you for watching.